I love it.
I think that's the new thing that's going to propel my business forward this year.
Oh, yeah. Just get a good profile pic up there and an awesome video, and the money's going to start rolling in.
I got to take out a couple blemishes, throw some hair on for that audience, but it's going to work. Welcome back to another episode of the Entrepreneurial Family Man podcast. I'm Chris Niemeyer here with my good friends, Michael McGreevy and Jamie Slingerland. Chris McCluskey, we miss you. He had a late night, early morning, actually, like 2 a.m. airport pickup for his wife. So it's been a rough night. But Chris, we miss you. Hope you are driving safely back today. We are just three guys today, crazy about our wives. We love our kids. We want to kill it in business. This podcast, the Entrepreneurial Family Man, is just a place to have those important discussions about this tension that sometimes exists in living this extraordinary life. When you got kids at home and you're working remotely sometimes and trying to keep it all together. And today we want to bring up a topic of business and growing your business in the right ways. So the essential activity to grow your business in 2020, what is it? What do we need to do, guys? What's the thing this year that we have to do in our business?
Well, we know what it's not, right? We know what it's not. We're kind of joking a little bit earlier in the beginning of this recording, but it's easy to get sucked into the social media thing. My goodness, there's videos and posts and information coming at you over and over and over again, right in the palm of your hand. And man, it can be overwhelming and confusing to know what really helps. But we know that it's not that. We know that it's not getting lost for an hour flipping through your feed in Facebook or making multiple posts on Instagram or spending a bunch of time making sure your profile pic looks amazing on LinkedIn. While those things are important and they have their place, they're not the most essential thing.
Yeah, Ruthie and I were talking about this the other day. We got the opportunity to record on Anna Power's podcast. She's got a podcast called Faith Forward Business. Oh, snap. I hope that's the right title. Anyway, Sarah Anna Power has a really good podcast. And she was talking about how she met Ruthie. Ruthie actually was given a ticket by Mr. Chris Niemeyer here to go to that conference.
She's a good concert.
I think instead of Ruthie just handing out 1,000 business cards, and I think that's a tendency that we can do when we go to a conference, or it's kind of the same thing with social media, right? To like get a lot of likes and connect with people. But it's really powerful if we make a couple meaningful connections that can then lead to just a relationship where who knows what will happen. But it'll be fruitful regardless because there's a deep level of connection. So.
And her name, she's like Sarah Jessa. Wait, hold on. She's like Sarah Jessie Raphael.
Sarah Jessica Anna Powers.
Man,
Deal?
I will never have the privilege of having somebody use three names when they call my name. I don't have a middle name. How about you guys? Are they going to refer to you guys as a three-name individual?
Jaime Benjamin Slingerland.
Actually, my wife and all of our kids have two middle names, so that sounds like royalty walking around this house if we tell them all.
Let's hear it. What is it?
Oh man, you're gonna put me on the spot. So we got Alicia Layung Napulani.
What?
We have it's Chinese and Hawaiian right there. We have Jesse Stewart Keikoa, Noah John Capono, Lucia Grace Shalom, and Morea Emmanuel Ruby.
Nice.
Hey, that was good. We didn't have to edit any of that. Nothing happened. Nothing got dropped
fine.
there.
Hey, I forget my kids' first name sometimes. So well done, Chris.
Chris, I feel like you're cheating on me. Like we've been good buddies for years now, and I never even knew that. Do you guys know what my children's middle name is? They all have the same middle name. That's a clue.
Guadalupe.
Perez.
San Miguel de
Perez.
Perez.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I like it.
Yeah.
How do we get off on this tangent? Sarah Anna Powers. The point was, Jamie, that you were making that Ruthie, because you guys actually have been on social media, but you're talking about this connection that was made through a personal face-to-face connection a year or two ago, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've seen Ruthie do it the right way. Like, she just updated her business card, and what I like about her is that she just, yeah, the picture is great. She's beautiful, by the way. But what I think she handled it the right way, because she was like, it's time for me. I don't have any old business cards. But she gave her business cards away in the course of like 2 or 3 years, and I think she gets this more because she's a high S. But she wants to make a meaningful connection when she goes someplace with 1 or 2 people. And I think, going to social media marketing world with you guys for a bunch of years is that we've all seen people in the networking lobby. Their goal is that they'll buy 500 business cards and they'll give them out. But that's the same kind of ideology as, let me be a wandering generality on social media, where everybody knows that I'm doing something, but no one really knows who I am or what I'm doing. And if you can go to a conference and meet 2 or 3 people, it's kind of like being relevant on social media in a week. And you have like a cool little chat with somebody, and then you're going to meet up on the phone with them the following week. And now you have the ability to go deep with them and know them and build that trust. But I mean, who's ever got a business card from somebody that they just met 5 minutes in an elevator and then hired them to be a coach or a consultant or fill in the blank?
I don't know though,
nobody,
Jamie.
right?
When the layout is so crisp and so nice on the card, I just want to throw myself at a person like that. I'll
The
trust them with
mutton is
my life.
nice and lean.
Yeah, so perky.
But you don't.
I
build
like what you're
trust by
saying.
giving away a bunch of business cards, right? Come on, let's be real.
No, I'm right with you, Jamie. Seriously, building trust is very difficult to do with one passage of a card with information on it, and also with one little thumbs up on your Facebook post.
So let's talk about this again, because this is not what it is, right? We're talking about the essential activity to grow your business. Let's dig a little bit deeper here, because I'm sure if you're listening, you're saying, well, come on, I've got to be out there. Social media is a great free tool. I bought these courses that tell me how to post 3 times a day. I've got my content calendar set for the year already. Let's talk about that a little bit. So there's a place for social media, but the expectation should be maybe a little bit less than we anticipated. Michael, I've seen you recently. We were talking about this earlier, and Jamie, you've been dropping new episodes for you and Ruthie on social media. Michael, you just started this amazing 15-day challenge where you're getting people to engage you for a reason. So we're not talking about just pull back and cancel social media. We're saying be specific in how you're using it, how you're leveraging this tool. So let's explore that for a minute. How are you leveraging it now effectively for this year? How have you maybe stumbled in the past?
I can go quick. I mean, back to the interview that we did with Sarah Anna Powers. Anna Powers, whatever. Come on.
Sarah Jesse Raphael.
Okay. But at the end of the conversation, Anna was asking, how can people get a hold of us? And our answer used to be, oh, you can connect on Facebook or social media. And now we said, hey, if you want to have a discovery call, we'd love to talk with you. So the call to action is call us up. We're accessible. We love talking with people. And if you go on our website, you can just send a message and we'll jump on a phone call and talk, like no strings attached. And what we want to do is make a meaningful connection with somebody, especially the fact that EFM here, we have a podcast. It's so exciting for us to actually meet somebody who is trying to go on the same journey that we are. So, I mean, if we offer these products and service and we want to collaborate with other people, what is the best thing that we can do? Let's meet these people and talk to them and find out how we can serve them or how they can help us. Like, we all have a servant's heart, but we can't do anything just by not making a connection. So that's changed for me. Like, how can people find you? Here's my cell phone number. Send me a text and let's jump on a call. Like, at the end, I'm not so famous that people can't talk to me. So let's talk.
I like that. That's real, right? Michael, what about you?
Yeah, mine's similar. I mean, in the past, it's embarrassing to talk about what I would do. I would spend way too much time tweaking my website, trying to set up the right images in the right places and updating all my social media profiles and looking through everybody else's stuff and then trying to post at the right time. And yeah, there's a time and a place for that. But what I wasn't doing was what you're talking about, Jamie, is picking up the phone and connecting with actual people. It turns out you can't do business with a computer. You can do business with people, and that's who we're meant to do business with. That's who we're meant to serve and to help, and that's how our businesses grow. And so the shift for me has really been, okay, social media is helpful as a tool to connect with people. So if you don't have their contact information, it is a good way to initiate a conversation. But as long as that is leading to an actual meaningful connection where you're having a conversation with somebody, maybe it's over the phone, maybe it's for coffee, maybe you're meeting up at a conference or something like that. But that's what it's for me now, is it's a tool to connect with people.
Yeah, and I want to mention this. I'm curious what you guys think, actually. So respond to what I'm saying. But I meet people who are starting up their business and they're offering a similar product or service that we are, where we don't need 5,000 customers if we're offering consulting or coaching or building a website or something. And we're thinking, oh, we're praying to God, like, I want my phone to ring with somebody who wants to do business with me. And then we have this sort of disconnect when we're building our website or our LinkedIn of like, well, if I put my phone number on the website or on the LinkedIn, then people will know, like, what if I get a bunch of weirdos calling me? And I'm thinking that is the goal. Like, our prayer is that people will call us, but why are we afraid to put our email address and say, like, call me up if you want to talk about this? And so I've just seen people, especially like in the personal development space with coaching, or you're offering a product like building websites. It's like, you need to say, like, here's my number and call me if you want to talk about building a website or hiring a coach or having growth consulting. And I've seen all this weird stuff going on where people have like these like Google numbers that lead to nowhere. And like, if somebody wanted to hire them, they wouldn't even be able to get in touch with them because there's like such a big wall up between the customer and the person offering the service. So I kind of don't get that. Maybe that's just because I'm an Enneagram 7, an ENFP kind of like connector person. But that would be my advice to new people that want to offer coaching. Put your phone number on your website and let people know that you're accessible. Like, I want you to call and leave a message and we'll find a time that we can talk, because that should be the goal, is getting somebody on the phone to talk with you. If you have your calendar open for 5 spots a week that you don't have clients, you need to be taking in phone calls and that people know that you're accessible. That's just my opinion. But
yeah, well, we've talked about him before on this podcast, but a great example of that, right, is Bob Goff. Okay, this guy sold a couple million books and his cell phone's in the back of the book, right? He made himself available to people. And I've heard many, many stories where he will take that call no matter who it is. And he's had some crazy circumstances there. But the point is, he's become available. And that's what we're talking about, right?
And,
so
yeah. Can I do something here? I know one of these guys on the screen, Michael McGreevy, is offering leadership and executive coaching. And I don't know if you feel awkward, we could edit this out, Michael, but I'm just going to say, as a friend, if anybody's listening and they want to connect with Michael McGreevy to get some coaching, they can have a call with him by calling 716-713-2957. Just shoot Michael a text and jump on a call, even if you just want to reach out and learn about what he's doing, or you've enjoyed the podcast and you want to just say hello, thank you for what you're doing. So that's 716-713-2957.
I love it, Jamie. I will pick up.
Is that too forward that we put your number on the podcast?
No, it's okay. It's one number off. That's actually my sister's number, so I'm all good with it.
Are you serious?
Just kidding.
Just
kidding. That is my cell phone number. Yeah, if you want to talk, call me up. I'd be happy to take your call. Thanks,
I love
Jamie.
it. Well, wrapping up this, right, pulling away from social media, doing it differently, right, is, and I just got to share my journey even this past year, but last year was about building my brand a little bit and getting my website out there. Like Michael said, you can spend hours on these little elements that you think are so important, right, to get the copy just right and the right headshot and this, that, and the other, and then launch it into like a content calendar, right, of daily or weekly focused content. Man, I thought I was on this journey and like moving forward. I looked down, I'm pretty much just spinning my own wheels, like running in place. And it's funny because of doing that. And sure, there were some conversations and there were some new podcast, recordings that happened because of it or whatever. But there were a couple people in particular that during that period said, hey, let me hear more exactly about what you do. And then getting to go a lot deeper with those people has led to some really exciting doors and opportunities that have been opened to the point where, okay, I don't need to go out and throw and scatter a bunch of stuff out there on social media. I just want to go deep with a few people like you guys are talking about. It's about the know, like, and trust of a couple key types of clients. That's where you're going to spend some time, right? So that kind of brings us to this point, right? To the essential activity to grow your business. Are you ready? It's simply connecting with people. It's serving people, not computers, people. Michael, you were talking about this earlier, and you had a great kind of a sequence of what it's like to connect with someone in person. Can you explore that with us a bit?
I call it the CRFC. Just kidding. I just came up with that right now.
Oh, there's a framework for it already. We got a course coming out. Call that cell phone. It'll be $97.
That's right. Yeah, no, I like what you said about serving, because that's how you have to approach meeting with people. If you are right off the bat, if you're thinking about how's this going to help me and how can I benefit from this, it's probably not going to work to connect with people. So show up with that desire to serve. Okay, given that, the first thing that could be a result is you might actually get a client out of this interaction. You have no idea. I mean, you have no idea what this person is thinking. They might need exactly what you offer. The second thing that could happen, if they don't become a client, they could become a referral source. They might be able to introduce you to somebody else in their network that, a bell or a light bulb might go off, and they might think, oh, I know someone was telling me this telling me the other day that they need a service like this. I'm going to connect you. So that's another thing that could come out of it. The third thing is future clients. So even if this person doesn't become a client in this interaction right now, maybe a few months, a few years down the road, they could become a client. I was just telling these guys today, I got a call from somebody who I met 7 years ago. I thought nothing of it. I thought I'd never hear from them again. They're interested in coaching now. 7 years. So it might feel like a waste of time, but you never know what they're going to come back around and help you with if you serve them well. And that last point is collaboration. Maybe this is someone that you could partner with on a project or something short term, like what we're doing here at EFM, right? This was a collaboration. We met and we shared some time together, and we saw an opportunity and something that we could do, and we came together and we collaborated. So this is not just about landing a client. So it's not a pass-fail type of thing. I either got my client or I didn't. No, there's a whole lot of opportunities and doors that can open as a result of meeting and connecting with people and serving them well.
I like that. Michael. That's good. So it's a possibility of a client, a referral partner, maybe a future client down the road, or someone to collaborate with. And I think, again, if you take that posture, like you talked about, of sitting down with someone, or maybe it's on a phone call, of serving them well, that's very likely one of those four is going to happen. Jamie, what does that look like for you and Ruthie? You guys have got a few things going on with coaching, with your podcast, your own episodes, serving people. You're serving people locally too, within your marriage ministry. How is this playing out for you guys in your business this year?
Yeah, I think it's playing out by just us feeling convicted that if we're going to do this, we need to be confident. And like what Michael said, it's about serving other people. Just what I used to do was do those random acts of marketing, like you were talking about, Chris, where I just like a lot of people's stuff. And so I know me and Ruthie are re-engaging in the podcast, the Freedom Life Journey podcast. That's the title of our podcast. And I think that call to action of just saying, hey, we're accessible, of not building a big wall up between our potential clients and ourselves, of saying, this is our phone number. And then even that discovery call that we offer, not just being super myopic and trying to onboard the person, but to have that heart of service. I think that comes with being confident that you have something that the world needs, and you can communicate that to other people. Like, this is what we're called to do. Like Ruthie and I want to have couples just work together and invest in their relationship and build a business together, like what we're all doing with our spouses. And I think in the past, it's been a way that I could have activity so that I felt like I was taking action in my business, but I wasn't making a meaningful connection. And so that's why I love podcasting. That's why we're involved in the marriage ministry at our church. I mean, if we can't gain experience by helping people and doing the work ourselves, like, we have no business offering it out there. So I do think that it's a way of really getting clarity on what you offer by communicating that with people, like even on social media, of saying, hey, I am a coach, or I am a electrician, or whatever product you're doing. It's important that we're clear to ourselves before we're clear to the world of what we're actually offering. So me and Ruthie,
Yeah.
we're just doing that better.
I was going to reflect on that. I've seen you guys have the activity over the years, but even in the past few months, your activity has become more focused. And I think that's true with a lot of us, where we can look back and go, we were taking the shotgun approach, just spray a bunch of bullets out there and see what might hit something, versus now as you go on these podcast episodes and share about what you do with more clarity than you have before, that your call to action is clear. Hey, just pick up the phone and call us. That's that more like targeted rifle approach where you're saying, this is what we do. And this is, people know exactly where you stand on the services you offer. And Michael, I'm seeing you do the same thing with, especially this recent challenge, right? Just bringing guys into, hey, this is what I do in terms of coaching individually or within group settings. And it's around this issue of confidence that you're passionate about. Like, you guys have both brought more clarity to the services you offer to the world.
I think it's a stewardship issue of being a good steward. I mean, I listen to the EFM podcast like I'm just one of the listeners, because we talk about leading the home and all these different values that we have. And everybody out there, it's not just us, that has something burning inside them that they want to offer the world. There's people out there that need to connect with them so that it benefits them. So I'm thinking about the guy working with anybody, whether it's Michael or Chris on the screen, or signing up for PCCI stuff. It's not about just us filling the pipeline. It's about connecting that service with somebody that needs it. So somebody needs to work with whoever more than whoever needs a client. And it's really easy, I think, to make it about ourselves, of saying, I want a client for what it's going to give us in our wallet. But it can be difficult and sometimes hard for us to wrestle with that. But we're letting down other people by not being clear on what we offer, because somebody needs what anybody listening has to offer desperately. And they might be praying that, oh, I need somebody that can come in and put a roof on my house or do electrical work, or I need the right coach. And I think we owe it to the world to be clear on that from a stewardship perspective.
Yeah, well said, in terms of just really identifying what your strengths are and being clear in your offerings. So speaking of, right, what about you? When it comes to being clear on what it is you offer, the strengths, the abilities that you've been given, sometimes, let's be frank, do you feel like maybe you're posing a little bit like I have in the past on social media? Or are you really offering your true, authentic self to the world? We need more people like that are unashamed of what they do, how they can help serve other people. And we're actually going to give you this kind of a challenge. Does everyone know what you do? Are you clear about that? So we challenge you. Maybe it's an email to your list. Maybe it's an authentic post about what you do. Maybe it's grabbing the phone to some key people that you feel like they need to know exactly what it is you serve. Do that. #EFMlife.com if you like to. We want to encourage you in this journey, because we're going to do it ourselves and walk along to really focus on this essential activity to grow your business this year. And that is connecting deeply with people. I think I messed up a little bit there, but